Hello and welcome to episode 144 of the Truly Daebak Show. This is a bi-weekly podcast where the two of us come
You
together
didn't screw it up.
every 2 weeks to talk about K-pop and whatever's current in the K-pop industry. As always, I'm joined by Nate.
I love myself. I trust myself. Thank you, Taeyeon.
Thank you very much. And I'm Jacob. Hashtag no blono. Actually, it's right here, but it's okay. Anyways,
Yeah, it's still weird because I just expect you to say Daebak cast, so that's why it threw me off when you said Truly Daebak show because I totally would have completely screwed it up.
Yeah, it's because I have the OBS
the
overlay
cue.
right up on my on my screen, so I wouldn't forget.
That's true.
But yeah, anyways, this is a bi-weekly podcast. In case you missed it, we have this new format where we're a little bit more conversational and free-flowing and less constricted to the topic structure. If you want to hear about that, you can check out our, I guess, kind of explanation of that in the last episode.
Yeah, this podcast comes out every fortnight, so it's a fortnight podcast.
Yes, it's a fortnightly podcast. Yeah, we should start saying
Truly
that.
Daebak Show, the fortnight podcast.
Yes.
Sorry, that was stolen from a podcast I listened to, but whatever.
Yes. Anyways, we have Truly Daebak Awards coming up soon. In the description, we'll have a link to the Fans' Choice, which we'll be hosting on, I guess, Twitter with a Google form, and you can head over to our Twitter to check that out or check the description.
Yep.
Based on our nominees or some write-ins, if you feel like
you can actually write in this year.
Yeah, if you feel like a certain group got snubbed, you can write in your own personal choice, and you'll be deciding the Fans' Choice winners. So go check that out. What's up next on the docket? I guess we can do get into what we started last week or last fortnight, where we kind of just talk about what we've been listening to lately, I guess.
Yep.
So for me lately, I've been listening to Yuna's EP because Andrew's been working on the review of that, and it's kind of gotten me hyped for it. So I've been listening to that EP lately. I've been listening to Beck Yetting's band, The Volunteers. Their EP is really good as well. It's only on SoundCloud though, which kind of sucks. So
oh really?
Yeah, you gotta listen to it on there, download it, and then put it on iTunes or whatever you do with it. And then also really weird album, but really, really good, is I Disagree by Poppy, which just came out. She's an American sort of pop star that takes influence from K-pop and J-pop and metal and rock. It's really cool.
I might have to check that out.
Yeah, you definitely should, Nate. Especially her new album. I think you'd like it. It's
is it on iTunes?
Yeah, it is. It's really, really weird, but really, really cool. And it kind of plays a lot with really whiplashy changes in style, going from bubblegum pop to straight up metal. It's really
the
cool.
album art is very, if assuming this is what I disagree.
Yep.
Yeah, it's considered metal, so
yes.
I will
really, really cool album. I highly recommend it. Also, obviously, Taeyeon Repackage, the new songs on that, which we'll be talking about today. And I added the new Eminem album to my library. I haven't listened to it yet, but I will be listening to this probably tomorrow when the episode, or maybe before the episode's out. So I'll mention that as well. I've listened to a few songs. It's interesting. I don't know how to feel yet, but yeah.
For me, more Yuna's album, of course. I loved it. I repeated it, put it on repeat. I also did the review that Andrew's working on, so I wrote out the review. It's my review. His narration and editing is how that works, but that will be up before this episode actually, so check that out as well. Now that I remember, because it should be going up tomorrow, which is yesterday from when this goes up.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So yeah, I've been listening to that a bunch. Taeyeon's Repackage, for which we're going to talk about. BTS's song, which we're going to talk about, and Dream Note's new song "Wish" is really good. If you haven't checked it out, it's just like a really fun girl group pop song, but the instrumental is really good. It's like really synthy, like
Mhm.
fun pop song. So definitely check out Dream Note if you haven't. Their previous stuff is good. It's not for everybody. It's very bubblegum pop, like girl group fun
Mhm.
pop. So if you're not into that, you might not enjoy it, but I enjoyed it. And I definitely enjoy their new song. And then I've been listening to SNSD a lot, so in the car rides, I've been going through their discography. So
Hell yeah. I need to
I mean,
I might do a
it,
discography listen of them this week
it's been a really long time for me, so that's why I've been listening to them in the car.
because I'm really really close to breaking 1,000 scrobbles for them on
Oh, really?
Last FM, and
Yeah.
I need to just
Yeah.
pop the bubble
Shout
basically.
out to Holiday Night because that album is so good, and
I
it being their
still
last album was like
I still think my favorite SNSD album is I Got a Boy, I think overall.
I think Holiday Night became my favorite, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I've said it before on Discord, but like I feel like the memories for me associated with I Got a Boy are the most because that
Oh,
comeback
okay.
is the most hype ever.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Like nothing, no K-pop comeback has ever like matched that. So like 10
Yep.
different versions of the album, and then they did this whole like concert where they performed the entire album and did a bunch of covers. Like Tiffany
Yep.
did Call Me Maybe, which was really cool.
Yep.
Um yeah, it was on New Year's, like the MV
Yeah, the
came
New
out
Year concert
and
was
New
awesome.
Year's. They released a single that they recorded in 2008 but didn't release. Like so good. But yeah.
Yep.
Anyways,
Speaking of SNSD, yeah,
yes.
that's pretty much it for me. So we can move on to
Yeah,
Taeyeon's
speaking of
Repackage.
SNSD, leads right into I guess what we wanted to talk about first, which was the new tracks that were released on the repackage of Tan's Purpose album, which oddly enough doesn't have a different name. I kind of wish they called it the Purpose, the
Yeah, it's
second
really
album
confusing.
repackage. I really
Yeah,
wish they did what they did with My Voice and they just called it
deluxe.
deluxe version. But they
Yeah,
had a version of it called the deluxe version for the physical of
yeah, for the
the
normal.
original.
Yeah,
So they like
it
completely messed that up. I don't know what they were thinking, but
yeah, they weren't
yeah.
clearly.
Also,
It was messy.
I wish they had just released released it as like the entire album the way it's supposed to be, like they did with the deluxe version as well on iTunes.
Okay,
Because with this, they're doing the SM thing
it's just
now that they do where they
yeah,
just add the repackaged songs.
yeah,
So I had to make a playlist to listen to the album and its per like intended
like full
track
form.
list.
Yeah,
Yeah. I also added like Blue and Four Seasons to the end as well because I still feel
oh, they're
like
on the
to me it's part of the album.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
because
on
it
there
comes
for the physical version.
yeah. So, anyways, I guess we can talk about the new songs.
Yep.
First one is Dear Me, which is the one that I guess it's the main like single on the repackage, which got the music video.
Mm-hmm.
Song starts out with like a lovely like acoustic guitar strumming, which is then like joined by Tan's, I guess as to be expected, beautiful voice. The chorus in the song is like super airy and uplifting with, you
Mm-hmm.
know, as you mentioned earlier in your English lyrics, like lyrics about Taeyeon like loving and trusting herself, and it's very like self-assuring, I guess is the way I'd put it.
Yeah,
Um and yeah, I think it turned out really well, especially coming from someone like her. I think she needs to tell herself that kind of thing a lot. At least I get
yeah,
that kind of you know, idea. And yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's just the context of like what's happened in the last year, but with uh you know, I guess the deaths we've had in the past couple years, it's kind of, I think this is an important thing that for her to come out with, I guess. This
yeah.
sort of message. Um musically, I think the strings used in this also give me a taste of like a little bit of like country tinge, which I think sounded pretty cool. Like the violins that you hear throughout. Um, yeah,
Hmm.
really really like this track.
Yeah, it's nice. It starts out like you said with that acoustic guitar.
Yeah,
The whole song's like that acoustic guitar anthem style that Taeyeon does a lot.
yeah, like
It's pretty.
1111 comes to
Yep.
mind for sure.
Yep. I do think it's really interesting to me that the chorus kind of just happens out of nowhere. There
Mm,
isn't really a build to it or any pre-chorus. So that was definitely something that stood out to me.
mm,
Um, and then after the first chorus, they introduced those strings that you talked about in a little interlude.
yeah,
That I think like added a nice layer to the instrumentals for the rest of the song. Um, yeah, like you said, Tan's vocals fantastic like always, and for the music video, it's pretty low budget for
yeah,
Taeyeon.
definitely is.
But I think it fits the simplicity of the song.
I
Um,
mean,
and
it's she doesn't always get the highest budget for music
yeah,
videos anyways
especially for
historically.
repackages.
Like I think that to be honest, like Spark had the highest production
Her
value she's had
highest.
so far, which is kind
Well,
of crazy because like I feel like if NCT came out with that music video, people would be like, "What is this?"
yeah,
Still, you
I
know.
mean, her
Even though
the
I
her
love that music
debut
video, the
was
aesthetic,
her
it's
debut
not super.
music video, right? Was the one that was in like Australia or
Is in
New
New
Zealand or
Zealand,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
and she
like
stole her boss's
sure,
BMW in the
yeah, yeah,
music video.
yeah. Um, but yeah, it is pretty low budget, but I think it kind of fits the song, and I
Yeah,
think it does have a really good color palette.
I
Um,
think it, yeah, the color scheme for sure evokes 1111. I think the
yep,
music video for that. Um, yeah, I think this music video is pretty similar to like Fine or 1111, where it's kind of her and uh
yep,
these are like warm, like cozy environments, kind of,
yep.
you know, being very tender, I guess. Um,
Mhm.
although one thing I will say is that scene where she's like walking out towards the doorway with like the sky blue
The
and pink
yes,
aesthetic, it
yes,
looks really cool. As
yeah,
she
it did.
kind of like walks into the light. I thought
Yep,
that was really awesome. All
I
right,
agree.
so yeah, I guess the next song also I thought was really good, My Tragedy. It's either this one or the next one, I think, is the other one, Drawing Our Moments, is my favorite. I can't really pick one yet.
My tragedy is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, My Tragedy. I really like the intro. It's like what is that? Is it like a
It's
harpsichord or
like an
something?
accordion or yeah, harpsichord or something weird like that. I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, like, I cannot tell, but I love that in this because like I don't know. I kind of like the idea of using these like quote unquote archaic like instruments in there.
Yeah,
Especially like I think it's a harpsichord, but I could see
yeah,
it
it
being an
probably
accordion
is.
because I kind of hear like
It's like
compression as well. I can't
yeah, I have no idea. I thought
because
it was an accordion, but
I have no
I could be
idea,
wrong.
but it gives it like yeah. Once that cuts out, it kind of were led into like a moody and like really dark sounding instrumental. Even Tan's vocals like sound really dark, which I like a lot.
Hmm.
Like, well, I feel like Dear Me feels more like something you'd hear on Tan's last album, My Voice.
Hmm.
I think My Tragedy matches like the darker vibe of Purpose much more, which I think
Yeah.
makes me like it more. Like thematically speaking, I guess on the album.
Hmm.
Um yeah, it's I saw a tweet where it was like um where it's like any other time Tan sounds like she got divorced 9 times. She sings like she got divorced 9 times. And it's like on My Tragedy, she sounds like she got divorced 9 times and they all took the kids and won't let her see them anymore or something like that. And I think that's kind of like really accurate
Yeah.
as to her like
Yeah.
performance on this song. Like yeah, it's very dark and moody, but also like feels like there's almost like a little bit of anger or like sadness to
Yeah.
it. I feel like a little bit of both. I mean,
Hmm.
um, yeah, I think this turned out really awesome. Um, also, I love the moment where about like 2/3 through the song where she like belts this huge note, and then all of a sudden the audio cuts out with the like the harpsichord or whatever it was, like coming back in for the final act. I thought that was really
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, for me, like I agree. I thought it starts out really interestingly with that instrument that we don't know what it is, and then it
Yeah.
kind of ends with like this really low minor piano note. And then yeah, she comes in with like a much lower vocals than normal and a really
Yeah.
dark piano line that builds to this first chorus, and then the chorus just keeps building and building to this amazing like rock instrumental post chorus.
Yep.
And like the whole thing gives me chills. I love this super reverberated like bass beats in the second chorus, and just the mix of piano and guitar, and like the whole thing just sounds like a very dark like anthem.
I need to see
um
it live. I
it's
want to
yeah,
so bad.
yeah, like everything. I absolutely love everything about the song. And what my dream is, we've been asking for a Taeyeon rock album since Devil's Cry.
Yes,
And
Devil's
like
Cry in that tour. Oh my god.
this type of song to me is what the
Mm,
ballad on that album should be.
yeah.
Like I want a Taeyeon rock album, and then this would be the ballad on that album, or something
Yeah.
similar to this. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite Taeyeon songs.
Yeah, I
It blew
think
me away.
this turned out really, really well. I want more of this. Also,
Yeah,
like Fire on
definitely.
My Voice was kind of
Yes.
going in that direction as well.
Yep.
That was a bit more like pop rock country-ish, I guess, but like still really good.
Yeah.
I guess lastly we got Drawing Our Moments. Yeah, I think this song sets up like a really nice atmosphere with like the combination of like the acoustic guitars and I think like synth sounds to cause almost like it evokes in my mind kind of like a mystical forest sort of like scene, I guess,
Okay.
with like fairies like flying around and stuff. Like Zelda style, like
So
Navi
Jacob
fairies
took
floating around.
LSD when he was
Yes.
listening to this song.
Yes. Yes, I was high on acid when I was listening to the Taeyeon album. Anyways, yeah, her voice again as always comes out so nicely on this track. I think it was a good choice to put this at the end of the album after Gravity before like Blue and Four Seasons. Just because like I don't know, it would have felt weird to just like offload all the new songs right to the beginning.
Yeah.
Also I feel like this feels much more like an album closer than Gravity did. Because Gravity
Okay.
kind of leads you up on this huge high mountain
Yeah.
with no way back down. Whereas I feel like
Mhm.
this kind of flows you back down as epic as it still is, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, this one kind of brings us back down to the earth from the high highs of Gravity, so I think it works well. I also really love how the mix like fills in during the chorus and how like certain instruments like kind of like come in and greet you like during certain moments in the song.
Yep. Yeah, I think for me, I thought it was a great idea to end on this with like this uplifting acoustic ballad. It's like
For sure.
super bright guitars and strings. It like the song it's like a complete contrast to My Tragedy, and I think it was like you said, I think it was a good idea to separate them by the entire album. So you start out with My Tragedy as the second song after the new single, and then end the song with this, where if like you said, if they just put all three of them together and they like this came right after My Tragedy, it would have been really jarring.
Yeah.
So I think this was a really good idea to put this at the end. And one thing I love about the song that's really different, or like something that I don't notice as often, is Taeyeon's voice is super airy in the song, which is not something she does a lot. And it's like my favorite vocalists, like I love voices like that. That's why I like Soyu is one of my favorite female soloists from Sistar. But Taeyeon usually has like a more clear singing voice, and so it was interesting and nice to hear her do something like this, because she doesn't do it nearly as often as I would like. And then yeah, like you said, I love all the crazy unexpected things the instruments throw at you throughout the song. It gets more common, and that like weird instrumentals pop in, and it just builds the song throughout, because the beginning of the song the instrumentals are very simple, and it just continuously like grows more complex.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I think all three of these repackaged tracks were really well done. That being said, I
Yep.
feel like if I compare bass my voice to bass purpose, I think they're like nearly on par with each other. But I
Hmm.
think with the addition of the repackaged tracks on both, I think my voice is still better in my mind because like I don't know. I just feel like with Curtain Call and I Blame on You and 1111 being added on there, which are three of
Hmm.
like all-time favorite Tan songs. Um yeah, I feel like it edges it out like a lot more
Yeah.
than this would raise the score of Purpose. That being said, Purpose is still a 10 out of 10 album, like, and I stand by that for sure. Yeah, I'm really happy with these, and I wish the mail would go quicker and just deliver my physical copy of this already.
I don't have my deluxe. I have my normal. I think
I
I could be,
didn't
or
get
well, no,
the. I still never got the deluxe version of the original one. I need to
I
buy
might
that
have my
still.
deluxe. I don't remember
But
which one I got recently.
what'd you get for the? What color did you get of the repackage?
What were the
Purple.
options?
There's purple and
Yeah,
beige.
yeah, I got purple.
Okay, I got beige because I figured like literally everyone's gonna get purple. So
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, that's right. The thing that I got recently is My Voice Deluxe because I never bought My Voice Deluxe,
oh,
so I bought that
I
with
want, dude. I want to
this
get.
version.
I only have the. I only have um the fine version of my voice. I need to get the I Got Love
Mm,
version, and then I need to get both versions of deluxe
yeah.
because that's an album I want all the versions of. Like I can't do that with Shoebox because there's only one version of it. So
Yeah.
you know, yeah, with my voices, yeah, it's just it's worth owning all of them. I think,
Yep.
but yeah,
Yeah. I don't know in both versions, but
yep.
um.
All
Okay. Want
right.
to move on to
Yeah, I
BTS?
guess next up on the docket we have BTS with Black Swan. So this is like a pre-release single for their new album, Seven. Uh, yeah, I guess I guess I'll start just talking about like the normal single, the regular um like song. So I'm kind of torn
Okay.
on it. There are some things that I really like about it, and then there's also some things I'm really not super crazy about. Like overall, I do like the song.
Hmm.
I don't think I'd listen to it super often, but I don't despise it or anything, I guess is what I'm gonna say. Like,
Okay.
like if I heard this on the album, I wouldn't like say like, oh my god, this song is terrible and like this album should die in a fire or whatever. Right. It's just kind of like a middling song for me. But I'll get into like what I do like about it. So one, I think the biggest strength of this song is like the use of like these Eastern sounding instruments.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that BTS should explore more. I hope they do on the album because I think, especially with them like kind of moving onto the world stage, like so to speak, I think that's kind of an interesting sound that they could introduce to people because they might
Yeah.
not like have heard something like this, I guess. Um, I think yeah, this sort of like thing feels much more interesting to me than the kind of like standard pop styles they went with on Persona.
Hmm.
Like even on the tracks on Persona that I really liked, like I forgot what they're called. Hold on. Like Dionysus or no, not Dionysus. Microcosmos is the
Yeah.
one I like.
Microcosmos.
I didn't like Dionysus. Microcosmos and Jamais Vu, like those were really really nice pop tracks on the last album,
Hmm.
but I think they're still like a little more like traditional as far as like the kind of like synths and like pop elements that they use. Whereas again,
Hmm.
I feel like if they can weave in these like traditional like Eastern sounding instruments into like the pop music that they're releasing, I think it'd be kind of an interesting thing to explore. Um yeah, I think this song is definitely a grower. Like I'm at the point where I do like it, but I'm not super crazy about like the trap genre in general, which I've said
Yeah.
like several times in the past. So it's not me like Like I don't hate it. It's just not I'm not a big fan of this style of music, I guess. But
Hmm.
yeah. So I'm really interested to see what they come out with in the full release. Like the song's got me intrigued for sure.
What did you think of the music video version
So
and
the
stuff?
music video version, they use like an entirely different instrumental for
Yep.
the music video version.
I guess
Which
it's an art film, not a music video.
or yeah, the art film with a like a dance company that they found, I guess. Yeah, it puts much more emphasis, I guess, on the this like more orchestral, like instrumental style, I guess. I'm not
Yep.
sure if they're still using those Eastern like style instruments that I was talking about
I
before. I think they're just traditional like orchestra
Yeah,
stuff.
it's pretty much a like symphonic,
Um,
just
yeah, so
string.
I think this version is really cool. Um, I think again if they had kept the like type of thing they were using in the like single version. I guess I want like
Mhm.
a something like in between what we got, I guess, the two versions we got. Um I really do hope that they release this version on the album. I think I'd listen to this version more, I think, without the
Mhm.
trap because I think the I don't know, it puts more emphasis on the stuff that I did like about the song rather than
Yeah.
the things I didn't like. So, I think this is uh a lot more interesting than the single version, I guess. Um Yeah, the choreography in this video is really cool, I thought.
Yep.
Like, the part that I really liked was the people, like, dressed in black, they're kind of like, I guess, acting as, like, a continuous, like an autonomous agent, I guess, like, as one being, if that makes
Yeah.
sense. Um, Kinda interacting with the guy, the shirtless guy, I guess, I'll call him, like, lifting him up off the air, yeah, it was really cool.
Yep.
Also, the whole thing being filmed in an abandoned mall was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a parking structure or some abandoned
I think it's a
concrete.
mall because in the last scene there was like escalators and stuff.
Was there? Okay.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, I thought the video was super impressive. So I saw the video first, so my notes are backwards
Mm,
to Jacob's. That's why I wanted you to talk about the do all your stuff.
okay.
But yeah, so I thought the video was super impressive. Hats off to the dance studio. It's just a
Yeah, for
really
sure.
crazy piece of like interpretive modern style dance. And I thought the like video was shot really well too. Um, as for the music for the version in the film, it's very different from what they've done before. I think it starts off with like a really great string arrangement. Like you said, it's pretty much like a symphony, like um, string symphony that plays throughout the whole thing, and then BTS sings on top of it. My issue with it is something I talked about a lot before. Is I'm not a huge fan of autotune.
Mm,
Um, and the vocals in this are very heavily auto-tuned,
okay.
and in this version, I think it's like one of those instances where I think it makes the song worse. Um, I think the instrumentals and the actual melody of the vocals fit really well and still allow me to enjoy the song. But if it's weird to me because all of the instrumentals are very acoustic, symphonic, like natural, and then they put these heavily modified vocals on top of it where I think that just like really didn't work in my mind. If they just sang this song with their actual singing voices, which are great, I think it would have fit the instrumentals a lot better.
I think
Um,
usually that would bother me, but I think for this song it kind of just worked for me, I guess.
yeah, I mean, despite that, I think the song is really good, and I like the super simplistic focus on the vocals and the strings, and just having a really basic percussion part.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the auto tune threw me off. So it's it's something BTS hasn't done before, and it's a direction I want to see them pursue more, like different things that are out there and something new.
Yeah,
Um,
that was one thing I really liked about BTS in the past. Like, I guess with in the Wings and Most Beautiful Moment in Life like eras, they're kind of playing with like genre mixing, I guess is what I'll call it. Whereas I
yeah,
feel like they kind of stepped away from that in Love Yourself and then in the first leg of Map of the Soul. I'd like to see them return to that, I guess. Like one thing I really enjoyed about early BTS was kind of the it doesn't have to be like this in the future, but like um specifically, I mean, but like I liked how they kind of blended the hip hop and like rock influences a lot.
yeah.
And I think that
They
worked
did
really well
like,
for them and it made them stand out a lot. Um
yep,
Whereas I feel like in the normal single version, like going with this trap style, I feel like it doesn't make them stand out and it kind of makes them blend in more. Like
yeah,
with I guess like a lot of what's going on in the US music scene. Um yeah, I really want to see them stand out a lot. Like I think it's a good song. I just want to see again more experimentation sort of with different styles and stuff rather than
yeah,
just nestle into the what's in, which is trap, I guess.
yeah. So I think actually, and that's it's interesting because it makes me like the single version better.
Mm.
So the single version has like the much more prominent electronic based beat. It has the trap hi hats and snare. But I like the strings. They took the strings, they're synths, and they're much more repetitive. So like, and like you said, it's very trap. It's got that Eastern and like instrumental like vibe to it, though. And I think the thing that makes me like it more is this is where the auto tune fits in.
Yeah, I
Um,
feel like that being
and
said, even though sorry to cut you off, but I feel like yeah, that's one thing I do agree with is I feel like the single version is more cohesive than
yes,
the
yep,
art film version, like because the instrumental does kind of feel like a little like unglued, I guess, unhinged from the vocals.
yep.
I think
That's
that
my
could have been
biggest
I
problem.
think that definitely could have been fixed.
Yep.
But that being said, I don't think they intended for this to be the main version that people listen to anyway. But
No, I don't think they did either.
yeah.
I, yeah, I think it's just this is like I like them both for different reasons. The art version has a much more interesting instrumental, and
Yeah.
I think the instrumentals being so raw and like acoustic mixed with the super modified auto tune vocals just threw me
Yeah.
off. And I think they should have matched the vocals to the instrumentals and had
Make
them actually sing it normally.
like two completely
And
different versions of it.
yeah, that's what I
Okay.
want. Like, I think it would have been awesome if I don't know why they had like they made this crazy awesome instrumental for a new version, but then they just layered the normal vocals on top of it, and I don't think they fit. I
Yeah, that
think
would have
if
been
they
a
sang it, it would have fit way better, and it would have been really cool to have these two completely different versions of the same song that like just stand out so well. I think it would have been much better. So I actually prefer the single version because it's more cohesive,
yeah,
even
that
though the
would
instrumentals are less interesting.
they're obviously not gonna do this, but I think that would have been interesting to start off the album with Black Swan and then end with
And
a
with
like orchestral, like a like not
yeah,
acoustic, but on auto-tuned
like
version as
symphonic.
like a
Yeah.
reprise at the end of the
Yeah,
album.
exactly. It would have been so cool.
Yeah. I
So
don't think
that's
I've
my biggest
ever
issue with the film version.
I don't think I've ever seen that in a K-pop album, like a reprise
Of
track
yeah. Yeah, we
of the
get
title.
remixes every once in a while, but
Yeah.
never something like that.
Hmm. Though I guess I mean BTS is one of the few groups that actually come out with like more high concept albums and stuff. So
Yep. And that's why like it disappointed me so much is that they're a group that could and would like could do this. Like
well
I could see them
that's why I was
doing that.
so like impassioned about their last album,
Yeah.
like not gluing with me is because I really look forward to seeing what they have next, I guess.
Yep.
So like ever since like I've been listening to them since like 2014. So yeah, after I guess after Love Yourself Her, which I did like, since Tear, I guess I've been kind of like on
Yeah.
the albums. But That being said, I'm still really excited for the new album, especially with it being a full album. So I'm expecting there to be
Yeah,
a lot of good songs on there. So
yeah. This made me really excited for their new album. So I'm really excited to see what they put out for the rest of it.
yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll move on
Yep.
to our
Yeah. Next up on the list is
tabloid news.
yeah, tabloid news again this week.
I was gonna say this is your Fortnite scandal news
Yes.
that we're now calling this segment because
This one's
last
even
week
crazier than last
no,
week.
yes. So yeah, last week if you didn't listen, we had Heechul and Momo dating rumor being confirmed. This
Yeah.
week, I have two stories brought up, but it turns out EXO's Chen is getting married. So he revealed through their fan club with a handwritten letter that he has a girlfriend, he will be marrying her, and also there were words hinting there was well, let me find it. I'll just read the whole letter. I have something to say to my fans, so I wrote this letter. I don't know how to start, so I'm very nervous. I wanted to be the first one to tell my fans who I love so much, so I'm leaving this post, even with my lacking sentences. I have a girlfriend who I want to be with for the rest of my life. I was worried and concerned that would happen with that what would I was worried and concerned with what would happen with my decision, but I wanted to let everyone know early so my members, the company, my agency, and especially my fans who are proud of me wouldn't be surprised by the sudden news, so I stalked it out with my agency and the members. During that time, a blessing came to me. I was shocked because I wasn't able to take part in the plans that I made with the members and the company, but this blessing gave me strength and courage. I thought about how and when I should reveal the news, but I didn't want to wait any longer, so I'm carefully revealing it to you now. I'm grateful to my members for genuinely supporting and congratulating me, and to our fans for always showering us with insurmountable love. I will always be grateful for all of you and will continue to do my best in the position I'm in. Thank you always. So that
What
hints
kind of
that she's
blessing?
pregnant. So then, like a day later or that day, I can't remember.
That actually
So
was
January.
confirmed.
Yeah. So
Okay.
some news outlet reported that according to an acquaintance, this is on January 13th, the reveal thing was 7 days ago, so the 13th.
Yeah.
So this is the same day. Some news outlet, they just said, according to acquaintance, they held a wedding ceremony that day and
Yeah.
stated that the girlfriend is 7 months pregnant.
That's
SM
so
denied
crazy.
those rumors.
Oh, they denied those rumors, so they're not married yet.
Correct.
Okay.
But
because there was a lot of stuff coming out. Like I actually thought that was true. So
yes.
good thing it was pointed out that was false.
Source, according to the Soompi article, though, a source confirmed that she is pregnant, but they aren't married, and she is a non-celebrity, so they can't reveal more details and stuff.
Yeah.
So I think, so basically, yeah, that's the breaking tabloidy scandal news. Chen is getting married out of nowhere, and probably basically because he got his girlfriend pregnant.
Yep.
Which makes sense because that's literally the only time a K-pop artist would get married out of nowhere.
Yep.
The same thing happened to Yulhee from
Laboom. Yep.
And the drummer from FT Island, I can't remember his name. They basically announced they were getting married out of nowhere, and then like a few weeks later, Yulhee announced she was pregnant. And if you work the timelines out, she got pregnant before they got married. Like that was the reason they're getting married. And in Korea, it's like not like
children out of wedlock is kind of weird.
Yeah, children out of wedlock's like really looked down upon, and then like abortions I think are illegal. So it's like there's nothing they can do basically.
Yeah.
As celebrities, they're forced into getting married. So that's basically it. So we can talk about our thoughts on that. I think the only thing I'm worried about is what happened with from Super Junior. Is it Sungmin?
Yep, Sungmin.
Yeah, Sungmin. How he got married and then basically the fandom forced him out of the group because Super Junior fans are crazy entitled.
Dude. I
people, which is
don't.
crazy because their fandom's like more mature, and I'm sure they're all like the ages where they should be getting married and stuff. You
Yeah,
think you'd be more accepting of someone who's in his like mid to late 30s getting married? Probably. I'm not 100% sure how old he is, but
he's 34 and he got married
he's
a couple years
34.
ago.
Yeah, so he got married at 32. Like, I don't know that, like, but that's just K-pop fans in general, like the like rabid fan base. So this has the potential of that happening. Um,
Oh wait, is he? Oh, he is still a member technically.
no, yeah, so he didn't officially get kicked out of the group, but he hasn't appeared in any of their like 5 comebacks since.
He wouldn't
And
dare.
yeah, like they kicked him out of, they got him forced out of the group, even though he's technically never left the group.
It's not
He
even
just,
that wasn't even the first time the Super Junior fandom had done anything like that.
yeah,
Because they originally wanted to add Jomi and Henry to Super Junior as permanent members, and they were like,
yep,
"No, you cannot do that. You can't mess with our lineup." No.
yep.
So they were
Except they
forced to
let,
only be in Super Junior M.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
except
just,
before that they let Kyuhyun
they
join the
let Q
groups.
in, and
So
yep,
like it's
it was
completely
so
stupid.
weird. But yeah, so I don't know, like this kind of came out, and it's pretty straightforward what happened. Like, yeah, like he got his girlfriend pregnant, they have to get married. Hopefully
Lux-
fans don't hate him for it.
Luckily, from what I've seen on Twitter, at least, I mean, obviously there's just international fans, but they've all seemed to be supportive of
Yeah,
him.
I think
So
international fans are, I mean, there's always going to be the like younger international fans that are immature and don't really understand like
yeah, whatever.
how
But
real life works,
most people
and they're
ignore
just
them.
gonna
So
like get worried that their oppa is getting married and they could never be his girlfriend.
I think
Um,
EXO fans are a little
but
older now, though.
yeah,
So
yep. I think for the most part, international fans are a lot more lenient when it comes to dating rumors, and a lot more
yeah,
like open to realizing that these are real people and deserve
yep,
to have normal lives. Um,
yep.
but yeah, I don't know how the Korean fans. I actually didn't really look up how the
Yeah,
Korean fans are handling it.
I just
I
realized
know,
EXO debuted like 8 years ago. So yeah, they're a
yeah.
pretty
I mean,
old group now.
EXO's a senior group.
It seems
I
weird to say
think,
that because I remember when they debuted. It's so weird to me.
yeah.
Huh.
I mean, I'm assuming there are lots of fans trying to get him to leave, on top of like
Yeah,
as many fans as are supporting him. I'm sure there's
because
plenty that are,
I've not seen any response from Korean fans. I have no idea how they're reacting to this,
yeah.
and I'm kind of curious. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I
Like
guess
I
we'll hear
googled
if we
it,
see
but
a headline. If we see a headline that he's leaving, we'll find out. But
yeah,
to
I
be
don't
honest,
think
I
he'll
think
leave.
it'll be fine. I think it'll be fine.
I think it'll be fine as well.
Especially since he came out and said something before all that happened, and
Yes,
nobody's finding out like through dispatch or whatever.
yeah, and I think with EXO kind of like getting to the age where they're all gonna be going to the military and stuff anyway, like there's gonna be there's gonna be breaks, and like there's not gonna be a full group for a while anyway. So who
Yeah.
knows? Maybe this just expedites his going to the military
Oh, yeah,
sooner,
He
or
does still need
I
to
don't
do
know.
that. So
Yeah, exactly. Like all that, most EXO members
he,
still need to do that, and
yeah, he should
this
definitely
might
do that
just
sooner
expedite it.
rather than later, so he's not missing for 2 years of his child's life.
Yeah. So we'll see how that turns out. But that was the big news that happened the last week, during our week off.
Yep.
Any other thoughts, comments? It's
Not
pretty
really.
straightforward.
I think yeah, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens. I guess I think it'll be fine for
Yeah,
him at least.
Yep, I think it'll be fine as well.
I think the reason he came out and like said this preemptively is because everybody saw what happened to Sungmin after he said he was getting married, and everyone was like, "What the hell?"
Yep.
So
Yeah, and I'm sure SM is probably like knows how to handle this better now that
yeah,
after that happened, so they have some experience.
Yep.
So
all right. I
okay,
guess next we can
yeah, we have our
do
big
some
topic that we'll end on.
reflections.
So we're gonna go over our 2019 predictions. Did you look at these, or is this just
No,
you
I
going
haven't.
based
So
off of
I
my
want
list?
to. Yeah, I wanted to be
So I know.
surprised because I forgot
Okay,
what I said.
so I went through and looked at our predictions for 2019, and we'll go over how right or wrong we were, and then we're gonna make
Yes.
our own predictions for 2020. So we did 3 each, both for 2019 and 2020. So we'll go off with mine first. Number 1 for 2019 predictions. 3 Racha will produce for other JYP artists, including Twice.
That is wrong.
Which did not happen and makes me very sad because I
that would
still
be really
want.
cool. That'd be really
I know
cool.
it would be awesome, and I was really hoping that would happen. But this year, Stray Kids just never had a break for that to even be possible.
I
because
mean,
they released like a new song every like 3 months.
they kind of needed it though, the nonstop growth, because I feel like they've grown a ton since last year. So,
yeah, so that didn't happen, unfortunately. I still hope one day it'll happen, but it's not in my predictions for this year.
yeah.
It's just kind of a hope that something will happen. Next, SNSD 8-member mini album.
Nope.
That also did not happen, sadly.
I cry every time.
I thought it would happen.
You know, on the bright side,
we got Tiffany.
at least we got to see
2 of
Tiffany
them.
live. Hell yeah.
Twice. So yeah, obviously Tiffany was in the US pretty much all year. Well, she did stuff in Seoul and Asia and stuff too, but she was touring basically all year, put out a bunch of music. And then the other members were doing acting and stuff. So I mean, I guess
it is a great time to stand Tiffany. She puts out so much
solo
content.
2019? Was that early 2019?
I'm pretty sure that was 2018, but I can check.
Okay. Well, we got Yuna solo,
which was pretty good actually. I really enjoyed that.
And then obviously Taeyeon stuff.
Yeah, Yuri was 2018.
Yuri is 2018. Okay. So yeah, I mean we got SNSD stuff, but
yeah,
we did not get a group.
Nothing together. We didn't even get it. We didn't even get like OGG or nothing.
Yep. So in my last one, I also got wrong, but I'm very happy I got it wrong because it was a really negative one that I was sure was gonna happen. My last prediction was C-Line leaves Ujusonyo in March, and then pre-debut for a Yehua Chinese girl group comes after. I was sure at the beginning of 2019, all the signs pointed to them leaving. Like there was like so many rumors. Well, and like even before that, like because all the stuff that happened with Rocket Girls, like it was supposed to be like they could do both, but then they weren't able to because Tencent and Yehua like screwed up the deal, and Yehua didn't read it or something. I don't know. There's a whole mess among the contracts, but it ended up being Rocket Girl's contract was like exclusive. Better. No, it was exclusive, so they couldn't do anything other than Rocket Girls for 2 years. So we'll see what happens this year when it ends in the summer.
But how come Chung Xiao is not with them though?
Yeah, and that was the other major sign is like she just went off to China and started doing her own thing, like even though she wasn't part of Rocket Girls. So it was like why? Yeah, it was pretty clear to me that they were just all 3 of them were gonna leave, but it didn't happen, and they came back to Korea for the season's greetings shoot, and like they've been with them a couple of times. All 13 of them were there. This is so weird. So like now the signs are pointing that once Rocket Girls ends, they're gonna come back. So like it's the complete opposite of last year.
How much we have left what happens on Rocket Girls?
It's sometime this summer.
Okay, because like this,
I don't remember.
I feel like there are very few people who actually care about Rocket Girls as a group.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, they're huge. I'm sure they're huge in China, but
yeah, it's just
they international fans and even like WJSN fans. Well, their music was so bad. Like me and Cooper were ready to like stand them so hard, and then their music was so bad. We just couldn't bring ourselves to do it. At least Michi's solo music was actually pretty good last year. So check that out if you haven't. So yeah, I was 0 for 3 on my 2019 predictions.
All right, what did I say?
Well, okay, you want to go next, and then we'll do Andrew and Cooper. Okay. Jacob, first one. Tiffany will collaborate with a well-known American singer.
No,
ding ding.
It didn't happen, but it kind of did.
Well, didn't it?
Like, what are you referring to?
What? I can't remember his name, but the dude on the album, like, what's the song?
Oh yeah, Babyface.
Yeah, Babyface. That's right.
Yeah, technically. Yeah. Okay, that was right.
Yeah, 100%. Like, okay, I was counting that as a correct, correct prediction. What were you thinking that was technical that you weren't?
Mine was, well, she was working with Lady Gaga's producer for I think Born Again, Magnetic Moon, and Run for Your Life.
And Run for Your Life, yeah.
There's especially apparently on Run for Your Life, but
yeah, no, that's a very Lady Gaga song. No, I was gonna say Babyface 100% counts.
Yeah. So I got that right.
You got that one. You got one. You're betting 1 point more than me already. Your next one's the most vague, like, dumb prediction that, like, you can't even quantify ever. Is more English versions from more artists more often.
I don't think that was right. I don't think I really got that right, though.
I mean, we got
I think it was about the same
English
as
versions.
2018.
Yeah.
The same amount,
we got.
Yeah. Well, because what I was thinking was that we'd get more like Bad Boy, like English version of it, like kind of like how usually Japanese versions come out. Really, the only group that's been doing
a bunch of groups would do that.
The only groups have been doing it is NCT, really.
Is NCT stuff. So, I think ATEEZ might have put out one as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Yeah,
but yeah, I don't think this one counts.
No. I think I'm kind of glad, but also kind of disappointed. So on one hand, I like getting English versions of the songs I already like. On the other hand, I like that they're making songs that are specifically for the American market. I think that might be the way to go, I guess.
Yeah, I agree.
No.
I still wouldn't be surprised if we get Psycho English version.
Dude, I think it's gonna happen. Even though that rumor
I think
was
if they do a new tour,
I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I think if they do a new tour, they'll like debut it.
Dude, surprise drop again. That'd be so hype.
Yeah, and then your final one is our yearly prediction that one day we'll be right. SM teases a new girl group with an edgier concept targeted at international fans.
So
you got the wrong company. If you said JYP,
yeah,
you would have got it.
Yeah. One day it'll happen. Dude, they're overdue because
they're super overdue.
FX came out in 2009, Red Velvet in 2014. So that was 5 years. We're now on 6,
and now we're at So it's gonna happen soon.
I think something. 2 years between SNSD and FX. So
there were rumors that a bunch of their trainees left. I think something like that had to have happened.
That's probably why it's taking so long.
There were.
I think they're trying
girls in the SM rookies that were revealed, and the rumors are that like a lot of those have left. So I think that's what happened.
I think they're trying to build a larger scale group, so I think that's probably why they haven't debuted him yet. So yeah.
Okay. We have Andrews. His first one, a member of Twice will announce they're dating. He got that times 2.
Yeah.
Happened twice.
Jihyo and Momo.
Jihyo and Momo. Although actually Momo was this year.
Yeah.
Right? Or was it?
Oh, was that 2020?
It wasn't 2019. I don't remember when.
Jihyo was right at least. So
we talked about it this year, but I don't remember if it happened before or not. I'm not 100% sure what date that was. But yeah, he got Jihyo either way with Kang Daniel. His next one is BTS will not release music in the first half of the year so that they can focus on their new boy group. Which he got wrong, but they did put out a new boy group in like the first half of the year, but BTS also released music in April. So did not get that one. And then his last one he also did not get, which was IZ*ONE will be eligible for Senbatsu Sosenkyo, which is the 48 group voting thing. And
I assume they were not included at all.
No. Well, actually, I think they stopped doing that entirely at some point last year. Like, that's not going to be a thing anymore, I guess.
I see.
I don't know. You'll have to ask Andrew. I'm not super up to date on my 48 group news, but
Yeah.
that definitely was not the case. Because like his idea was that they would be considered 48 group members, so they could get voted on to be put in the singles, the
That'd
normal
be
48 group singles,
really
on top of
strange,
being an
but kind
eyes
of
one.
cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Although
That's
it's
what he
too
was
bad.
kind of hoping would happen.
It's too bad the Eyes One's Japanese music is so bad.
Their first single was not that bad.
Yeah,
but
Sukitoe Wastai is good.
And then
Was
the
it
last two.
Dracula or Vampire? What's it called?
Buenos Aires and Vampire.
Yeah, they're
were
so
both
bad.
Not
They're
great.
not good.
Um,
Not good.
and then
And then
we
the
have
Korean
Cooper's-
music's really good.
Yeah,
It's
I
so
can't
weird.
wait. They're supposed to be coming back soon. We'll finally get that album, hopefully. Cooper also did predictions, and his first one is FX 10th anniversary comeback with a 5th full album.
Hell no.
So that did not happen.
Yeah,
It can't
that's probably
go
as
on.
wrong as you can be. Oof. It's okay.
They did
We
have the
love you,
like
FX. We
reunion
love
thing
you.
at SM Town.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And they performed some music,
Yeah.
but no album. His second one,
unfortunately not.
Taeyeon
Can't turn the Trinity
did-
into Trinity into
No.
a quadrinity.
His next one is Daya disbands or several members leave, which was wrong
It
because
was nearly true.
only one member left. So he said several members, so he is wrong. But yeah, it could have happened. I wouldn't have been surprised if Daya disbanded this year, but
Well, they
they
said
put out
that
two pretty good songs.
Didn't they
so.
say if Woo Woo didn't do well, they would have
If
disbanded?
Woo Woo didn't do well, they would have disbanded, and it did really well. And then Woo Wah did decent, I think, too. So, yeah, that didn't happen, and only one member left, so that part didn't happen either. Not several.
Wait,
and
which
then
one
his
left
last
again?
one-
Heehyun?
Right?
Right?
No, Heehyun's still there. It's one of the ones that I like barely remember.
Okay, well, I guess that
Even
explains
I don't
things.
know all the members of Daya. Well, because they have changes so often.
Didn't something happen with
I'm gonna
Heehyun?
look it
Didn't
up.
she like take a break or something?
No, she's been fine.
I don't know what I
she's
don't know
still there.
why. I
Nothing
remember seeing
happened
her
with
name
Heehyun.
on something.
Um,
All right. Well,
was
that shows how up to date I am in Daya news.
Jenny left, I think. Yeah, Jenny left in early 2019.
Rip. I didn't even know there was a member named Jenny.
Yep.
Rip
Yep.
Daya.
I'm sure most people didn't know that either. And then Cooper's last one for 2019 predictions was Card will drastically change concept to reinvigorate fan base. And
It's kind of true.
I don't think they did.
Like Dumb Liddy is pretty different from anything they released.
I guess,
But I don't know if it
Bomb and Dumb Liddy are.
I don't know if it really.
It definitely didn't
reinvigorated
reinvigorate the
fan
fan.
base,
The second part, well, but he was saying they'll change their concept, hopefully reinvigorate their fan base. He wasn't saying it will reinvigorate their fan base.
I
So
don't like Bomb Bomb, but I did at least like
Dumb
Dumb
Liddy
Liddy.
is so good. But yeah, I you could give him like half points for that, maybe.
The title of that song is still
I don't-
really terrible. Though.
It's it's really bad.
But the song itself is really fun, so I forgive it.
Yep. So I don't know. Do we want to give him a point for that or half? A
Yeah,
point?
sure. He
gets
it's
a point?
technically right.
Okay, so Andrew, Jacob, and Cooper all got 1 point out of 3. I got 0 points out of 3.
Wait, what was my first one again?
Tiffany collaborates with the American singer.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, that's the one I got right.
So
I'm happy that that's the
Okay.
one I got right, though. So I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, for 2020 predictions.
2020. We're gonna make.
do you
our
want
new
me to do
predictions.
all the people who aren't here first or us first?
Yeah, do them first. I'm curious what they said. I saw them in
Okay.
Discord, but I didn't read them because I
You
wanted
weren't
to be.
like reading. Okay.
I wanted to be surprised.
Andrew actually put 6 and then I made him pick 3 because everyone else did 3. Andrew's 3 are I won't enjoy the new SM girl group's debut song. So there's a little bit of caveats there because they need to have a girl group song.
Pessimistic.
But yeah, he says he won't enjoy it. Continuing with his Twice dating rumors, he said Nayeon will be the next member of Twice to have a dating announcement.
I could see it, I guess.
And for his crazy prediction, Card will leave DSP and become independent.
I don't know what makes him think that's gonna happen, but
I don't know, but it would be crazy if it did.
Yeah, that's the one that he gets right.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be something else if they just straight up left and just formed their own
management company or whatever. Yeah, I can't see that happening. To be honest, I mean, either, like BM technically runs a company. He has his own clothing brand, but like, I don't. Yeah, I can't see that happening.
Well, and like, I don't think they need to, because it seems like DSP just lets them do whatever the hell they want. Like BM makes all their music and stuff anyway. It's like they don't really need to become independent. So it'd be crazy if they did. Next we have Cooper's. His number one was actually one of mine, but I let him use it instead, which is Ujusonio World Tour in the spring or summer, followed by an OT13 second full album in the fall.
Yeah, oddly specific, but I could see it happening. So
yeah, I mean, I think there's a good chance we get a tour, and we'll definitely get a full album. It's the OT13 part that's questionable, but like I said, signs are pointing that way, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Wait, have they toured the US before?
No, they've never done any tours overseas.
Never overseas.
They haven't even been to like KCON or anything. So
other than like that.
Other.
Wait,
Asia,
I thought they
I'm
went
sure
to,
they did Asia stuff.
They went to KCON LA one year, didn't they?
I don't think so.
I swear to God, hold on, I'll look this up.
Look it up.
I swear to God, they went to LA.
Pretty sure they haven't.
Like in 2018 or something. A KCON LA 2018.
I'm like fairly certain they were not at KCON ever. But moving on, Cooper's next prediction is we will get a new NCT subunit in Vietnam. I'll wait for Jacob to continue looking so we get his reactions.
Oh wait, yeah, KCON LA 2017.
Oh, they were 2017.
I missed it at first because they wrote the Cosmic Girls instead of WJSN.
Oh, WJSN, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. They're at KCON 2017.
Okay, 2017
in LA.
But yeah, they haven't done anything like since in a long time, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Cooper's next one is we'll get a new NCT subunit in Vietnam. Dream will become a fixed unit, and 127 will continued to push in America.
Speaking of the NCT Dream thing, Cooper linked a video of the guy who plays Justin in Wizards of Waverly Place, saying, like filming a video telling SM Entertainment to keep NCT Dream as a as a permanent unit.
As a permanent unit, yeah. Someone did one of those things where they could pay people to say whatever.
So funny. I love that.
And also, his last one. Oh,
well, expanding on that,
on
I mean, NCT Southeast Asia has been hinted at rumored at for a long time, so I see it happening for sure. I
think Dream Fixed unit's pretty likely to happen now.
I don't know why.
It seems like most people want it, and
I don't know why it isn't. I always, to be honest, I thought it was.
The whole rotating thing, just like if more people rotate out this year because they turned 18, like Dream's just gonna be like dead. Like there's no point.
What are those members gonna do?
Exactly, like, and with how big Boom was, like, at this point, they're just gonna be their own thing, and I think they're gonna be a set unit.
Yeah.
I think his third one.
I think SM with NCT, I think they're starting to realize that people don't really like unfixed units. Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Like they found, I don't know why it's taken them this long to fix. Like they've tried it 3 times now. They tried it with Super Junior. They're going to originally be a rotating thing. And then everyone's like, no graduations. We want to keep everyone. And they're like, okay, fine. And then with EXO, with the 2 units, they just stopped doing that.
Just failed miserably.
Yeah, and they just stopped doing that. And NCT is getting the same thing.
Yep. And I don't know
NCT
why
is
they
more
keep
like a
trying to do
brand
this.
now. It's more like a brand
Yep.
of boy band. So
Yep. And Cooper's third prediction for 2020, which I think is fairly likely to happen, Big Bang will disband after Coachella. I think that's there's a pretty good chance of that happening.
I could see it. At the
with
same
all
time,
the
I could see them.
scandals and stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're even doing Coachella, to be honest with you. But
it'll be interesting who shows up to it. Like, what does Big Bang look like?
I think it'll be
Is it be the
I'll
four
be
of
thinking
them?
of 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think
Just without Singri.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
At the same time, I could see them just coming out with an album. Just fuck it, we're here. We're back again.
Who knows?
Like,
and it'll do huge, even though everyone hates YG and doesn't want to support them. And like,
yep.
Yeah, I think if they stay together, I think they'll either leave and make their own thing, or
honestly,
they'll form.
I wouldn't be surprised if YG puts all their eggs in Big Bang and Blackpink's basket.
Well,
and
that's
just starts
true.
pushing
Like
them.
So I don't think they can leave as a group because GD's too like indebted to YG. It seems like he feels indebted to YG and too loyal because like even during all the giant YG horrible news, like he went to YG or to GD's sister's wedding. Like that's how close they are. Like, so I don't see GD leaving YG basically.
I don't really see any of them leaving, to be honest. Maybe Taeyong, but
I could see Taeyong leaving. I could see Daesung leaving too. Like,
yeah,
what is he doing? He owns
Daesung
buildings
stuff in
and
Japan.
stuff.
That's all he
like,
does.
Yeah, he does stuff in Japan. Like, so I could see Top just being done with the industry in general. So like, I could see them disbanding.
Yeah, I mean, Top could do acting again because I know he was starting a pretty big acting career
kind of
before,
like what I mean. Like I could see him just being done with music. So yeah, those are Cooper's. Next I have Sam's as well. Hers are pretty simple. Her number 1 is Momoland will do a sexy concept. I think that's fairly likely to happen.
Yeah, because especially since they're like literally a sinking ship right now.
Yeah, exactly. The meme songs are just not.
They're not working. Their members are leaving.
Going over
Daisy's out here just
throwing shade at everyone.
Like,
so yeah, like, and like they already pushed the like sexy or like skimpy outfit boundary a lot. Like they've always had like really short shorts and like crop tops and stuff. Like they've pushed that boundary, but the concepts just were never matching like a sexy concept. So I could see them doing something like AOA style, which I think is what she's going for here, what Sam is predicting. Her number 2 is a BTS dating scandal, which would be the biggest like K-pop dating news ever.
My God, like, I would pay to watch Army's reaction to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like half the fandom would be offended, the other half will be like, "Oh my God, stop talking bad about them."
I can't imagine what that would do to K-pop as a whole,
dude. Oh my God,
it would be insane. And her third one is something she deeply hopes for in her heart, is that Pentagon will finally get their first win.
Wait, Pentagon's never won?
Apparently they didn't win with Shine, which doesn't make any sense to me.
Damn,
but
I thought they were bigger than that.
Shine was huge, but I guess it was huge within.
Well, I never
international
heard it. I never heard it playing anywhere when I was in Korea. Now that I think about it,
it was big in international fans, and I think that's why they never actually made it.
Because I remember at KCON, it was playing everywhere. Everyone was dancing to it. Everyone was singing it. Yeah, Shine was huge.
Yep. So yeah, they've never won a music show, I guess. So she is hoping that happens. Okay, we'll get to mine now. Baron didn't give us anything, so.
Oh, he didn't? Okay.
No. So we'll get to mine. My first one. It's my turn. SM will have their new girl group revealed in the first half of the year. I think it'll be before July.
Okay.
It'll be revealed. I don't know if debut will happen.
Oh, well, I think I don't think they're gonna drag out the debut.
Exactly.
I
I
don't
don't think they will either.
because they tend to only do that with boy groups. It seems like
Yes,
because Red
exactly.
Velvet, they just literally
They're
shoved
just
them out the
like out
door.
of
Like,
nowhere. Yep.
yeah, they're like, "Hey, Red Velvet,
So
here you go. It's coming out in a week."
I think they'll be revealed in the first half. We'll know their name and the members
Mm,
the first half of the year.
yeah. Okay.
Whether they actually put out music, they should. They probably will. I think the only way they don't put out music in the first half of the year, but they're revealed, is if they're revealed at like the end of June,
Mm,
and then the actual song comes out in July.
yeah.
So that it's my turn to predict it. I haven't predicted SM Girl Group yet, so I might have in our first year actually, and then gave up.
I think
but
I
I'm
have
bringing
all
it back.
3 years.
Yeah, probably. It's our meme at this point. We're just gonna predict it until it
Or
happens because it's
maybe
gonna
not all 3
happen at
years,
some
but
point.
yeah, I've been predicting in a while. Definitely.
My next one is the IOI reunion will happen, but it will
Mm.
not contain either Somi or Yeonjung. Those were the
Damn.
two. Those were the two that it was rumored that like they could not, like it could not, it wasn't happening because of them. Like
Like
they
they
could
didn't
only
want
get
to
9 of them. Well, no, like I
for
think
the
with
company.
yeah, Uji Sonia was just too busy, and
Well,
Starship
Somi's
wouldn't
with
let her go.
YG and like.
And then Somi's with YG, and she'll never YG will never let her do anything.
Well, also
probably.
she kind of like hopped on a ship that immediately
Exactly.
got burned to the ground.
So I
In a
think
burning
I
sun.
think Black Label and YG won't let Somi show up ever, and I think Yeonjung is going to be too busy again this year.
Dude, I remember when seeing like, oh yeah, Somi left JYP to join YG,
Yeah,
and
to
we were all
YG, and
like,
we're like,
why?
Why did you do this?
Like, literally such a mistake.
She could have been the leader of ITZY. Like,
Yes.
why did she went and had a like? I don't know what
She
she
went
was
to
thinking.
YG and then released like a pretty, in my opinion, bad single. So
I mean, I like Birthday. It's not great.
It's really
it's not a
cheesy
great
and
song, but
kind
I
of
like it.
bad.
It's but yeah, I think, and this is crazy because like there's a good chance it just doesn't happen because the other members have said if we can't get all 11, we're not doing it.
Wow.
But the rumors were the 9 of them were like ready to do it, and Yeonjung and Somi couldn't do it. So I think eventually they're just gonna do it.
Just do What a Man Unit.
We're never gonna be able to get all 11.
Just do What a Man Unit with Chaeyoung instead of Somi.
Yeah. So I said, yeah, Somi or Yeonjung. I'm pretty sure Somi won't be there. Yeonjung, it just depends on how busy. If Fuji Sonia does a tour or not, or something like that.
Yeah.
And for my final one, this is my crazy one. JYP will create a supergroup similar to Super M, but it will be co-ed.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
If JYP made like a co-ed supergroup with like Twice and Stray Kids and GOT7 and ITZY, like,
yeah, that'd be crazy.
That would be
and
insane.
Day6
and Day6,
and they'll dance.
Yes. It's just Jay's the leader. He's the lead main dancer of this group. But yeah, I think Super M was like a pretty big thing, and I think JYP is gonna try to do something similar because he's always wanted to push the American market.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much fizzled out like Wonder Girls' career.
Wonder Girls just to do it,
locking him in America for too long.
So I think once he saw what happened with Super M, where instead of making a group forcing them to like lose their whole identity to go to US, instead he could just make a like special super group to do that.
Yeah.
And then let them still do their normal group activities.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think he's gonna want to try to do something like that. It'd be even crazier if he's part of it.
Oh my god! No,
JYP's the leader.
He would do that. He would do it. He would do that.
I don't think he would. I honestly don't think he would, because I think he'd feel bad about being the leader of a group of all these
young attractive people.
Yeah, kids that are and the fact that they're like employees of his, basically. Like it's a little weird of a power dynamic. So I don't think he actually would do that. That's not part of my prediction, but it would be funny.
I could see that happening though, like him like being in
just
the
like,
group
I'm
or
gonna
whatever.
do it.
Yeah. I think if it was confined to Korea, he would do that. But if it was specifically to push
If
the American
for
market, he wouldn't.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I didn't specify that. He could do one just for Korea.
yeah.
I just think he'll make some sort of super group, but it'll be co-ed.
Well, I remember he did that one song for SM Station with
Yep.
Min,
With Min,
Jaekwon, and or
Hyoyeon.
Jokwon and Hyoan. Yeah,
Yep.
Hyoyeon. Can't
Yep.
talk.
But that's because all three of them were like super, like really close friends.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
So that's it. What do you got?
My first prediction is similar to yours.
SM girl group.
SM will finally debut the girl group that we've been predicting for the last 3 years. However, I added a part. I said they will be in a more similar vein to SNSD rather than like FX or Red Velvet.
Okay, so you switched it up compared to what you thought last year.
Yeah, well, because to be honest, it's getting to the point where how long did Twice debut? 5 years ago. I think Twice is starting to get older as well.
Mm-hmm.
That they want that
They
want to
bring that back. Yeah. Also, I think it's just at this point it's getting oversaturated with the like international aimed. Like last year we got Everglow and Itzy. Like we're both huge.
Yeah, I
don't
think
same style.
I don't think SM.
I don't think they'll want to compete
because they like to stand out and they like to be more experimental. But I don't think they'll be. Yeah, I think. I think it'll be. See, I think SNSD. I think their big strength that allowed them to become so big is that they were kind of. I guess FX and Red Velvet had a similar thing going for them, but they're like neutral. I want to say, like they don't push like sexy or cute or whatever. They try. They're very like strong and like I don't know. They hold their own and they have this like just likable like neutral quality to them. I guess they like do everything very well at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think they're gonna try to create another group like that.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think they'll try to.
And this isn't part of my competitor. This isn't part of my actual prediction, but I think it'll be. I don't think they'll do 9 again because I don't think they want to just do the same thing again. I think it'll be a 7-member group.
7? Yeah, I can see 7.
Please not, or maybe like 12 or 13, but that'd be so weird.
Yeah, if they pull it, you just said,
yeah. I think it'll be a 7-member group if they do that. Second prediction, another Tiffany prediction. I think Tiffany Young will release another EP this year rather than a full album. I think it'll lean even further into like the extra concepts that she's been into as of late, but with even more of a rock influence because she's been saying in interviews that that's the genre she wants to try out next most. Yeah. She's also mentioned like country, so I don't know, but I think it'll be more like the extra rock stuff, especially with like how her set list is at the tours and stuff. I think that'd be perfect. And she will also have another North American tour in 2020.
I think she's going to put out an album inspired by Star Wars.
Dude, that would be kind of crazy.
I mean, her outfit.
Yeah, her Star Wars outfit this week was, so good.
Quite ridiculous.
Number 3 is a big... I guess this is like an industry analyzation question prediction, but Big Hit Entertainment will continue to acquire smaller companies in order to grow a larger presence in the K-pop industry, just like beyond just BTS and TXT, so that they can compete with the likes of like now G-Friend, so they can compete with the likes of like SM, JYP, and YG as like a big 3 label. Because even though they do probably make the like some of the most money, like the size and name reputation, I feel like is not nearly as big as the big 3 are.
Yeah.
So I think they want to be like that. They want to be that.
Yeah,
big.
I think the thing is the big 3 are known as companies, where Big Hit is known as like BTS. BTS's company, like they're not, people don't know Big Hit as much as they know BTS, where people know SM and then they know the groups that are under SM. And I think I agree that Big Hit's trying to become known as the company that has all these groups.
Yeah, and I don't remember if this was confirmed or not, but they're rumored to have bought Playlist.
That one was denied.
That was denied. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I could see that happening, like something like that happening. I don't
Yeah.
think they'd get
Like one
a
of these
company.
mid-tier groups.
Yeah, but I don't think they'd buy a company as big as Pledis that has like multiple
They
groups in
should
it that are
buy
big. I think they'd
C9.
acquire. Yeah, I think what they would do is acquire a smaller company that has like one big group to add on
Yeah.
to their sort of like
Yeah.
family, I guess. And then
Acquire C9, you get
yeah,
CIX, and then we get more Yuna music, hopefully, and then more
Good
big
Day
features.
isn't Good Day from C9.
Well, they're dead now, but their new Good Day
Yeah, the
2.0 is debuting
reincarnation or whatever.
soon.
Yeah,
Sorry, what? Oh no, the name it's Signature is the
Signature.
name.
Oh yeah, because it's
But
C9.
but it's
and no,
yeah,
now it's J9, right?
They're J9. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make any sense. So, side note here, Good Day was an awesome girl group that had one song in 2017 or one single album and then just disappeared. They were under C9. Now this past year, I guess, into this year, they've been showing teasers for a new girl group which contains some of the members of Good Day, and their name was revealed to be Signature, but so with like CIGNATURE. Like, so yeah, it was like cigarette nature signature. But that's beside the point. But then after that happened, so they spell it with a C because C9, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
After that, they're like, oh, actually, we're gonna split our girl group up into a separate subsidiary named J9, so that they can focus on the girl group, and then all the boy groups and Yuna can stay under C9. And it's like now their name doesn't make any sense. Yeah, like,
change their name to Jigsaw.
We were making fun of their name in Discord because now it makes zero sense.
Yes.
But hopefully Signature's good because I loved Good Day and the members of Good Day. So,
what kind of concept does it look like? I haven't seen the teasers.
They just put out like black and white like photos.
Does it look
I don't know, like it could be anything.
Edgier than
like the photos could, but it has nothing. They haven't like it's not the teasers for a song.
Yeah,
so it could just be. Yeah, we have no idea.
Yeah, I could totally see this big hit prediction coming true. Yep. I think they're definitely gonna do that over the next few years at least.
Yep, I agree. So yeah, that's it for our predictions.
Yep.
Let's see. We'll see in a year how these turn out.
How these turned out. We'll be dead wrong on all of them, just like usually, but we'll see.
Yeah, basically. Hopefully some of them come true because I think some of them are things I really want to happen.
Yeah.
I really hope we get an Ujus on tour and OT13 happens because that was also going to be my prediction, but I let Cooper have it.
Yeah. All right. So I guess with that, that kind of wraps up like everything we wanted to talk about this week. Thanks for listening to the podcast. If you like it, please subscribe, like us on YouTube. Please leave reviews on iTunes. That helps us a lot, or whatever podcast service you use. Tune in next week, or not next week, but in 2 weeks, because we're bi-weekly now. We'll have a new episode out for you again.
I think sometime next week is Truly Daebak Awards will get revealed. I'm not 100% sure what I know Andrew wanted us to have
something like that
stuff figured out by next Sunday.
Yeah.
So I assume they'll be making a video sometime after this comes out in the next week or so.
Yes.
But yeah, please vote in the fan choice awards. There'll be a link to the survey in the description.
Yep.
And check out the Yuna review. That's our first official Truly Daebak review that we're going to be putting out in the new format.
Yep.
So check that out.
I think you guys will really like it. Yeah, he put a ton of effort
yeah.
and it turned out really nicely. So I hope you guys like it.
So that should be out by the time this comes up. If not, keep an eye out for it. It should be out soon.
Yep.
And
all right. Join Discord.
Yeah, join Discord as always.
Yep. All right. I guess with that, stay creamy.
Throbbingly creamy.
Imagine if they turned KCON into something like that. Like it's like a K-pop Coachella or something where they just have simultaneous shows
Sets
going
everywhere. Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be really cool.
The only problem was all the Nugus that they get would have like nobody watching them and it would be sad.
Yeah, that's true. They could at least.
Everyone.
I think that if they